Does it ever get easier and less exhausting? We're often surrounded by people who are negative, and we practice cord cutting and ask the angels to protect us. And what's the solution?
Well, it's interesting because that you say that if you're holding a lot of light and that you're surrounded by a lot of negative people, when we're surrounded by whoever we're surrounded by, however we want to label them as good or bad, they are mirroring something that's still going inside. So it is true that in an older paradigm or way of thinking in our process, we would want to cut cords or almost separate or get rid of something that we deemed as negative. But when those energies or relationships keep presenting themselves over and over and coming up into our life, yeah, we can create boundaries in order to maintain our energetic field to the best of our ability. But if they keep presenting themselves, they're coming in as a mirror, as an opportunity to see something within ourselves is being asked to be integrated and not necessarily cut away, but to be accepted. And so if you're exhausted all the time and it's very draining and you're always trying to cut something out, then it really is an opportunity to look at where can I create more spaciousness in my life? How can I maintain my energy? Where am I leaking my energy? Who and what is reflecting something in me that I need to love within my own self? So there's a lot of things going on. So I'm going to just pull a couple cards around that. Let me do this real quick, and then I want to share with you guys a very powerful exercise. Oh, interesting. Protection. Okay, so you were talking about protecting your energy field. And oh, the next card is unity. And I was talking about unifying your energy. And then the final card, interesting, is the lens of love. Looking at it through a lens of love. And the next card was the Lemurian frequency of sharing your song. All right, so I want to share with you something because when I think of cutting cords, I think about doing it, but only when I have first moved into a deep state of expression and a state of forgiveness. Because if we just are having an energetic issue with someone and we're like, boom, out, gone, and we don't take a moment to sort of see, well, what is energetically happening or why are they coming into our life? To me, that's no different than getting a disease and cutting it out and not changing our diet or not looking at why we got the disease or what was energetically showing up. It will work temporarily, but you'll be exhausted having to keep cutting cords because it will keep coming back, just like a health issue will keep resurfacing until we get to the core and the center of the issue. So one of the things that is required in that is sometimes to move into a really strong sense of expression, because as Casey was saying last week, when we repress, and we aren't able to express, we become depressed. And so one of the ways in which we can cut cords but simultaneously release and express what we need to do, and I invite anyone to do this, I find it to be very powerful. If you're having any issues, relationship issues with anybody, and you don't feel like you can talk to them or express to them what's going on, and they're draining your energy, go into strong, deep meditation. Create a sacred space, whether you're in the forest or by the ocean or whatever. Open up that space and contain it. Put a door on it. Open the door, go up to your I am that I am presence at the highest aspect of who you are, and attune to their I am that I am. Invite their higher self to come in and open the door and invite them into this sacred space. Have them sit directly across from you, in which you are lining up. So if you were sitting on a stool, you're each of you facing each other. So your third eye to throat to heart to chakras all lined up. And then say, I'm going to share with you every single thing that I am feeling in this now moment to the depth of my being. And I'm not to hurt you in any way, but to your highest self so you can receive my deepest expression. And then share. And I want you, when you're sharing, and I've shared this before because it's so powerful, just say whatever you need to do, even if it's incredibly petty in what it is that you're saying. You did this to me, or you did that to me, or I'm so angry about this, or you're impossible, or you're difficult, or you're defensive, or you're every single thing you want to say, like, I can't believe it, or you betrayed me, or abandoned me, or I'm grieving and you didn't get it, or whatever it is. And just say it and say it and say it and say it until there's nothing left and you're exhausted. And then you take your hand, your palm, right? and you turn it toward yourself, and you go all the way down and you cut the energetic energies between you, and then you take your hand and you cut it this way. And then there are energies in you to separate. You're not getting rid of the relationship or anything like that. This is not hurting anybody, but it's energetically pulling those threads that are woven together, that are entangled, that are enmeshed, and it's beginning to separate it, but simultaneously it's allowed you to really fully express yourself. And then you can say, whether you're feeling it or not, I love you, thank you, please forgive me, do a little Ho'oponopono, have them turn around, open the door, exit, close the door. And then you do that night after night after night with everybody in your life and all of your relationships. It could take days, weeks, or months until you fully expressed and cleared. And what will happen is those relationships that feel toxic, that feel intense, that feel overwhelming, that feel difficult, will start to just magically shift. And somehow they won't annoy you the way they were. Or somehow you can be in their presence and you're at peace. Or somehow things are better, or they change somehow. But it's not that they've changed, it's that your energetic field has changed in relationship to them, and it becomes a mirror in which your connections are different and your experiences are different. And it's incredibly powerful and it's very potent. So I would start there. And I would also really start taking note and look at why that keeps coming up. Because we all have some stuff, like we're going to have one person zip in or out once in a while that annoys us, or something that comes up. But if we have lots of people and it's repetitive and it's endless, then it's much more than what it should be. It's clearly trying to talk to you.